Sorry this one's late, lads. I was just busy getting my cheeks clapped. I don't know why I said that. I'm so sorry. For the life of me, I don't know where that came from. I've been deprived, okay, I'm sorry. Swiftly moving on. This is signs she wants you to ask her out. In my personal opinion, the optimum time to ask her out on a date is between 1 and 2 for the highest conversion rate. At this point, I need my own mixtape because bars. See, the thing is, some of you guys think her replying means she's interested and then proceed to ask her out, but she was actually just being polite. So I'm hoping these green flags will help you read the room. The GFCV. Sounds like an STD, I can assure you it's not. This is the girlfriend CV. This means she's opened up to you and is giving you every single reason as to why she would be the perfect fit for the role of your girlfriend. So if she's being vulnerable and finding the tiniest things that she has in common with you, she's latched onto the hook, babes. You just got to reel her in. Okay, so you got to go into this thinking she's speaking to multiple people. But the second she expresses interest in wanting to FaceTime you, you can be confident that you're on the top spot of the podium and not too far away from a champagne shower. I literally couldn't spell it out any clearer for you. FaceTime. She wants more of it, so now's the time to ask her on the fucking date. But she might not be a FaceTime gal, so if she's not asking for that, don't stress. However, if your conversations are going on into the early hours of the morning, and this girl is depriving herself of sleep to speak to you, I don't think you understand. She's putting you above a basic human need. If this is you, please give me a valid reason as to why you're sending a kissy emoji and not lips in her in real life. I know some of you still get confused when I talk in code in my videos, but this is just a common thing amongst the female species. If you see this girl in person, and whenever she's with her friends, you notice they always use this random word whenever you pass by, that is your code name. And if she's speaking to her best mate about you, you're significant enough to be asking her out on a date. And if she outright tells you she's spoken to her friends about you, or mentions how you and her friends would get on so well, she's angling for things to go further. So choo-choo, motherfucker, get on the dating train or get out. Okay, POV TikTok tourist I'm massively guilty of, and I definitely can't be the only girl that does this. But when I like a guy and I want him to take me out on a date, I will drop very obvious hints by sending them TikToks of cool places that I want to go to. Like, oh my god, how sick does this look? In the hopes that you reply with, oh my god, yeah, we should go. I'm trying to assist you with a goal, babe, so I beg you score. Fisherman's Friend, not the lozenger. I'm not sure if this is widely known or a unique experience, but like boys in high school used to obsess over these and would constantly ask girls if they had them because they heard they were good for oral. If that's an actual thing, let me know in the comments. What I actually meant by this is, if she's asking your friends about you, or if she's asking you about your friends, then she wants to know more about you. You just gotta hope your boy's got your back. This last one's kind of small, kind of funny. If a girl cha-cha slides 2mm closer to you, she basically wants your foreskin as a blanket. Back by popular demand, this is how to be confident around girls. Number 1, we have pre-game exertion. Now don't get too excited, we're not talking about alcohol or you beating your meat. Now if you're watching this video and you need to take notes, I can guarantee you overthink a ton before going to speak to a girl. But at this rate, you're going to be deeper in your thoughts than you ever will be in her. But that's why I'm here. If you work out and do some form of exercise before speaking to a girl, it elevates your heart rate, distracts you from your own thoughts, and you'll feel a hell of a lot better after it. Just please don't use that as an excuse to ask her if she wants tickets to the gun show. Speaking of guns, next up we have the machine gun method, which is code for you shooting your shot. I'm not here to baby you, I've done enough of that in my past relationships. But as cliche as it is, practice makes perfect. So talk to as many girls as you can, even the ones you're not interested in, because essentially it's just a numbers game. And after you've done it enough times, the confidence is inevitable. What is Han Solo without Chewbacca? Or Dr. Evil without Mini-Me? If the machine gun method is still too far out your comfort zone, then let your boy step in and help you out. One thing I will say is the friend choice is absolutely crucial. If your boy's come in looking like Thor with a Ryan Reynolds personality, probably not the best choice of friend to bring. Because his whole purpose for being there is to make you look good. Speaking of shitty friends, this brings me on to friends with no benefits. One thing that baffles me about the male species is how many male friendship groups put each other down on a regular basis. Now it might all be shits and gigs, but no fucking wonder you're not confident. Your boys should be your hype men, and if they're not, show him the door. This next one I learnt about in uni, which is basically how to manipulate people's emotions with colour. Mad concept, I know. Just trust me on this one. Whenever you're around her, wear the colour blue. Look it up yourself, you'll understand why. Number 6, hunchback. Man's got back still. And not in a good way. Quick question. Can someone please explain to me how the trousers down your ankles trend has surpassed all different stages of fashion and is still here in 2022? Your trousers should not be below your arse cheeks. You're waddling around like an 80-year-old man that shit themselves. If you can't do a basic thing like dress yourself, babe, how do you think you're going to get a girl? Step number 1, wear trousers that fit your waist. Number 2, fix up your posture. The term say it with chest didn't come from nowhere. Tits out, 10 o'clock. Now, if you've done your homework and you've gotten to know about her interests, this is where you get to put them into practice. You've done the hard part. All you need to do is ask her questions about those, let her do the speaking, and soon you'll... She's back with a side of outrageous hay fever symptoms. This is how to keep a girl interested over text. Coming in at top spot, we have Ice Baby. This is level 1 of the question game. I've done all the hard work for you, and I have compiled a list of icebreaker questions that you can ask her, which makes you come across as interested and not an absolute stalker. You are very much welcome. You can now pay me by buying something from my brand. Thank you. Nah, I'm just kidding, but link in bio. Next up, we have the hypotheticals. These are by far my favourite type of questions. It's just devoid of all small talk and comes with big dick energy. As you can see, quite a variety of questions here. My personal fave being the would you slap your mum for £100, shortly followed by the offer of 200. You're welcome in advance for the wildly entertaining conversations you're about to be having. If you use any of these, by the way, please drop her answers in the comments, especially if she answers the Avenger one, because to me the only obvious answer is Black Widow. Congratulations, you've made it to tier 3. This is Would You Rather. If you didn't see that coming, immediately minus 10 points. Tell me how you're having a boring conversation with any of these. You're not. And it's a pretty good indicator to see if they're an absolute creature or not. WWE ting also refers to fake fights. None of this Rey Mysterio or Batista shit. Find a controversial topic. For example, what's your opinion on peeing in the shower? And then purposely disagree with her, so you can follow it up nicely with the fight me then message. And if she bites, then my work here is done. Right, number 5, we have Broly mode. If you've never watched Dragon Ball Z, actually unfollow me right now. No, I'm just kidding, but go culture yourself. And for those of you that have, you don't need to be becoming like an absolute unit, don't worry. But you do need to unlock that sane memory. It's literally the simplest thing, but just take a little information McNugget that she gave you earlier on and follow up and ask a question about it. This could be about her family, her friends, the test she's studying for, the new skill she's learning. When you ask her a question about that, it's showing that you care and you're a good listener. Just because I know this works. Alexa, play How Deep Is Your Love by Calvin Harris. Listen, it's summer and the vibes of that song were too immaculate. No, but on a real, if you've done all of the above and asked the silly questions, now's a good time to get deep with her. What are her aspirations, her goals, what does she look for in a partner, past life experiences, those kinds of things. If she opens up to you, this puts you into the top category of guys she's speaking to, assuming there's more than one. Because it's just so much effort to open up about shit. But if you follow the tier system, I guarantee you she'll like you enough to do so. Last but not least, we have MLK. Appease me and just tell her you had a dream about her. This is just next level genius, because you don't even need to tell her you like her. It's just kind of a given if you're dreaming about her. Her response will tell you everything. So you text in the girl you like and the conversation has just become drier than a nun's vagina, and you want to know how to get it out of graveyard territory. This is how to get a girl to miss you. Number 1, we have high value male. And essentially this is what you need to become, because the Simp Nation train has left the station and is heading straight for the friend zone. Instead of constantly trying to validate her, babe, you need to validate yourself. That means being at peace with who you are, not putting her on a pedestal, and being the one to set the standards. Because when you do that, it flips the script and she ends up craving validation from you because it's so much harder to obtain. Oh, how the tables have turned. Banging TV show. Again, this involves you peeling yourself off of the Xbox and leaving the house. Go outside and do shit. Remember in primary school you used to do show and tell? Well, this is where you're going to show and not tell. If you talk to her constantly and she knows the ins and outs of your day, if she's then seen you post about it on your story, it's going to make her question why you haven't told her. And if she's interested in you, she's going to be curious, so will probably ask. It's also just super attractive to know you've got your own shit going on and you're not just waiting there for a response. Third on the list, we have Polly Pocket. That's because some of you act like a doll that lives in a back pocket. If you're readily available 24/7 and giving her dead chat, that means the ball's in her court, which is never a good thing. If you want to stop being treated like an option, then cut out the small talk. If she's not replying to you, it's probably because she's sick of answering how a day's gone. So you need to bring back some excitement. For the love of God, do not text her something like, "I guess you're really busy, I'll stop bugging you now." Because that is just pick me energy and you are a high value male. Instead, drop her a meme to make her laugh. Tease her about the time she's taking to reply and make it light-hearted, or say something like, "So I've been thinking," followed by a hypothetical question which you can find in a previous video. Level up is fairly simple. Right now you're on your last life and you're heading for game over. But if you focus on yourself and work on your health, there's a high chance of reviving her interest. Okay, so Cluedo's just a theory of mine and it's very similar to Adventure Time. But if I'm into a guy and the conversation's kind of fizzled out and he also hasn't posted anything on his socials, immediately curiosity is piqued and you're on my mind. Sometimes it's just better to be a man of mystery and keep them guessing. I was toying between calling the Katy Perry method Britney Spears because it is a little bit toxic, but the way to get to miss you is to be hot and then cold. So right now, if you've been giving her all of your attention, just pull it back. Distance yourself because it's going to be the last thing that she's expecting. Lastly, we have the Late Late Show. I do not mean a booty call. I repeat, I do not mean a booty call. But switching things up and calling instead of texting, especially at night, means you're going to be the last thing on her mind before she sleeps, so she'll be dreaming about you, and you're going to leave her wanting more.